Welcome back to another episode. It's your host, Preston, aka SB Press. And today I got a special guest with me. I got my boy Antoine with me. And I just want to say thank you for being here.
Appreciate it.
I appreciate you. I appreciate what you have, the story that you have to offer to the people, and how this may help guide. This episode is going to be mainly about you as a person and also you as a parent. This could also help guide other young men, through their situations and through trials and tribulations that you've already experienced. Up and coming, young men who are potentially thinking about being a father, on the verge of being a father, who are already fathers. Just helping them stay strong through the tough times as well. But before we really get into that, tell people a little bit about yourself and who you are, and who you were before you became the person you are today.
All right, all right. Appreciate everything, man. Honestly, everything happens for a reason. I just want to say thank you first and foremost for putting me in position to be in the spotlight. It's a great platform you got here.
Thank you.
So I just want to say thank you. But yeah, my name is Antoine. I'm from the Long Beach area. Been out there for a couple years. From the Lancaster area and San Bernardino area as well. So I've been out there a couple of years when I was a little bit younger. Um, about 31 years of age.
Okay.
You know
You up there? You
still
up
young.
there with me, young buck? I still feel like you're a young buck in this, this old man's game. But
yeah, man, I'm still young, kicking it. But during this time in my life, I'm settling down as far as being a father. None of that. I'm still young, but gotta settle down as
he's
far
a
as
young super dad.
yeah.
At that
So
super
I got
dad.
three young beautiful kids. Two girls, one boy. Um, they're pretty young. My oldest is 7. My daughter just turned 4, and my son just turned 2. So they healthy. My daughter just went back to school. My other 2 kids, I watch them on the daily. Back on a daily now. Got a set schedule with my new job situation.
So, welcome on to that.
Yeah. So again, appreciate everything, man. So.
Nah, you like Tupac said, you are appreciated. But nah, man, I appreciate you, and I honestly want to say, getting to know you and stuff like that. I admire and appreciate your journey and everything in life because for me, I also grew up having to travel a lot to school at an early age. But when you told me your story, it was just more so like, dang, like other niggas had to travel long distance too just for school. But like, briefly give everybody an idea like how you had to how your morning started off, like your school days, your high school days and stuff, especially the first two when everything was still moving around and stuff for you.
All right. Well, I mean, like I said, I'm from Long Beach area. Um, right now, besides just traveling, like I do a lot of traveling right now. I coach as well. Besides being a parent, I do some coaching. I have an AAU program I have going on. Been doing that for since about a year and a half now. Been going solid a little bit after COVID. We started to, when it was like a COVID's gonna lift up, shit wasn't happening. So but we end up getting some private sessions, small group sessions, and end up doing that. And I do a lot of traveling. So when we speaking about that, um, I've been doing this shit since I was, like you said, since I was in school, at least high school. Let's say that. Middle school, I was in San Bernardino. Um, Pretty much did my years out there. On the verge of going to high school, was traveling from San Bernardino to the Valley. So um,
We talking.
just that drive is already an hour and a half. And again, like I said, what I'm doing now is the same thing, about an hour, a little less than what I was doing before. But just traveling overall is just it's crazy. Being in LA. Let's just say that.
How do you maintain your sanity in traffic? And I mean, I guess you've been in traffic so long. So how have you been able to keep your cool with all this traffic that you've been having to go through? Basically, your whole second part of your life.
Well, I mean, it's I just try not to like deal with too much of the people because you know what I mean. You never know what you're gonna come run into when you're out in the LA streets. Um, I'll just be chilling. I actually got a little TV in my car, so I pop in a movie. Other than that, I play. You know, I'm always listening to some music. Play a lot of my homies and my brother in my car for the most part. Other than that, you know, I listen to a lot of old school stuff. Um, you know, '90s music, and some of the just more of the original artists that you know we grew up on, and some of the newer artists, J. Cole, you know, Kendrick, all that. So you know, Jordan Lucas. Now I've been on that. And, um, so you know, that's about
Another
it.
hot spitter right there.
If it's not the music, it's the movie. So you know, keep me going. I don't try to pay attention to too much, but my mirrors, because you know how they is out here, man. So
I definitely do.
you
I
gotta be
mean,
on the lookout.
shit, we in LA. It's not even summertime, but it's already hot.
For real.
So
But yeah, everything. I mean, as like I said, back to you know, as far as travel goes, you know what I mean. As far as my job, um, all this shit is it's a lot. It's a lot when it comes down to wanting to put yourself in those positions because a lot of people don't even travel for their work.
right.
But they do probably like what 15 minutes if anything, 15 20 minutes. You know, even some people say that's far.
And then
So,
if you add on traffic to that, that's what, like another, what, 15, 20?
right.
So we're looking at 40 minutes in traffic.
Right.
Maybe an hour depending
Yeah.
on how many freeways you have to like cross over and stuff like that, or the freeway that you happen to be on. Because it should, there be times where, you know, cars be tinted and, you know, sometimes I dibble and dip in that carpool with nobody else in the car.
For real, you gotta swerve over one time. I have a minute
you know. I hope no one time ain't listening to me so they can catch me slipping, But yeah, I mean, sometimes, you know, this California traffic is no joke, and sometimes they got pee, and so I can't be in that traffic for too long. But the one thing I want to say, you know, kind of swerving it into, you know, you as a parent, because you as a person, you're doing a lot for the, you know, other individuals and other people's kids and stuff like that, and we'll also get it later on to, you know, if other people that are listening have younger siblings or kids that may have interest and want to get, you know, some private sessions from you and, you know, look at teams, so whatever the case may be, we'll get to that. But
for sure.
switching it into how you do so much for others, it's amazing how you have all the time that you do, but you still maintain to keep your number one priority, which is being there for your kids.
I mean, that's always the main thing anybody should be worried at. That's the main thing people should be worried about. A lot of people worry about their jobs and you know, again, we got to provide for our kids and make a way. But technically, you know, we was taught to you got to do that stuff before you have kids,
Right.
But you know, a lot of times it don't work out that way. So you know, you gotta you know take what life gives us and you know work around it. Like we was talking about adjusting.
Adjusting, yeah.
Like being able to adjust and push forward and not focus on the negative. I feel like a lot of people focus on the negative of what could go wrong. We got to focus more on the positive, and that's just more or less what I'm about. You know, just try to stay on a positive light. You know, there's so much going on in this world, so much negativity. We gotta stay on a positive track and a positive mind state. You know, um, even the stuff we eat, it got to be positive. We can't always be trying to eat all the bad stuff and all the wrong stuff.
Yep. Everything we consume becomes us. So it's just that if you're always eating bad, then that's just what.
Even though I do, I ain't gonna even lie. Like I eat bad, but at the end of the day, like I
guess
keep
the
in mind
the equalness is the good that you put out back there in the universe. So it equals out.
Just having a you know understanding of what you're doing, knowing like you know what I mean. If you just binging on certain things, it's just not good for you. Just know you're gonna have a long term effect on that. So you know, just you know, keep it to a minimum, if anything.
So Okay, so swerving it into the deep questions I got for you. How did you become a? How did you come about having your first child? How did you and the mother of your children come about? How did you guys come about and everything in the beginning?
I'll keep this short. um, we pretty much met around what's it, 2012. I was coming off a 4 year relationship. You know what I mean? So I was just out in the streets. You know,
He's for the
looking,
streets.
fish.
Well, we
out
not
there
now.
fishing.
He was for the streets.
We was fishing, and you know what I mean. I just stumbled upon something that was that wanted to be there. Somebody that wanted to be there, and we kicked it for quite some time, and everything just becomes, we end up getting a little spot together and become a little more stable at that point, and I think we was together for a good, I want a good like 2 years
Before your
2 years.
first child.
Because my kid came in 2014, so like 2 years, and then I mean, we split for like a couple months, but we understood that what it was, and
Rocky patches and parts of the trials and tribulations and growing up too.
Everybody go through it, so the most we did was a couple months, and we seen what it was and what it wasn't, and
as always.
And they always run back. But,
grass ain't so green on the other side. You know why? Because it's AstroTurf, which means it's fake. It's fake.
Yeah, fake as hell, bro.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, a situation happened, and we ended up having our first kid, and it was wonderful and beautiful. You know what I mean? Oh, your first kid is always, exciting because you never know what to expect. Even though I raised my little niece and nephew for quite some time when I was younger, I got a good gist of how to take care of kids, how to work with them, and having the patience to do so. So again, with my job now, that's why I have a lot of patience. Just raising my little niece and nephew. Not saying raise them because they, not their dad wasn't all there, but you know what I mean. They did it what they could do. As far as being a father now, I see how that works. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see why he couldn't be there.
He couldn't be there.
You know what I mean? Like, the situations go on, and you know what I mean. At that point, you know what I mean. Again, you dealt with the cards you dealt with, and you have to be able to push forward. And I think my sister did a wonderful job, and pushing forward and doing it herself, and not being so reliable, not relying on the man to pick up where most girls be like, he should be doing this, he should be doing that. Like,
it's more so, what can I be doing?
Like, I'm about to do this.
I can do this. I can do.
It was never of that. Like, my family was never on that like type of deal. So you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, just having the patience, for growing up, I got a good gist of having the patience for the kids. So having my own kids now was just a wonderful feeling, and I ended up having my daughter. I think it was 2 years, 3 years, 3 years later, or something like that.
Second daughter, the second daughter.
Forget the second child.
You had the second child like 2-3 years later after the. Okay.
But once you start having kids, man, it's just like that's how it is. Like,
yeah.
You start forgetting birthdays and names. Hey, you, come.
Come over here. Hey, give me the controller. It's right by you. That's not what I don't care. Just give me the damn controller.
That was my main thing is having kids. Just having a little mini me. Little mini me. And,
you see a lot of your personality in your kids.
All of it. My kids is me, bro. Like it's crazy. They really act like me. My mom says it a lot. I love it, but then again, I don't because I know I got some ways that I did want to put off on them, but we have to be mindful as parents of. I think again when we're talking about this podcast, like we have to be mindful as parents everything we do because they are watching, You know what I mean? Not everything we do is going to be straightforward, straight edge, but we have to get them to understand what's right and what's wrong.
Yes.
So that way, like, you know, when they come out in this world, they won't be shocked. They won't be shocked to what's going on. You know what I mean? You actually teaching them. I just don't feel a lot of parents are being parents at times. You know what I mean? They more focused and caught up with their daily lives, what they got going on, their jobs, how stressful they are, and this and the third. And don't get me wrong, we got parents out there that's doing their job. Like, you know, they doing what they're supposed to be doing. I think this is more or less for the people that need, you know, guidance and help.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? Amen for those who doing good. So, you know, I'm not Superman, but
hey,
I'm trying to do all I can for my kids.
Hey man, I'm gonna say it for you. You black Superman, brother. Black Superman, brother. Because when I see you with your children, man, it's a touching thing. I don't have children yet, but
it's a wonderful feeling, bro.
I definitely can see the joy in it.
If you're ever scared, let me tell you this: as somebody that don't have kids, if you're ever scared, don't be. Don't be scared.
You know what?
Don't be scared.
I think for me, the main thing, and just being on honesty, I think the main thing for me is just having kids with the right person. Because
that's the most important thing.
It's complicated.
But you never know.
And you don't.
You never know.
But the thing is, it's like...
I thought my situation was...
Your situation, you're a co-parent, which means you're no longer in the relationship with the other parent.
Right.
How did that come about? And how did that change the circumstances of the dynamic?
I don't want to even talk about that situation because, again, that's not my stilo. Like, that's not
respect.
How I get down. Like,
respect.
But what I could say, like, you know how people...
Like, what I can say, I'm going to plead the fifth,
yeah, but what I could
I'm going to give you a little six.
You know what I mean? We all get to a breaking point, whether it's male or female, and you know what I mean. Situations could happen. It could have happened better, you know what I mean. But it didn't happen that way. So let's just say this. You know, I'm good where I stand at. It could be more cordial, but it's not.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you know what I mean. It's more or less what's best for the kids. You
always,
know what I'm saying?
Always.
I have my view, she have her view, and you know what I mean, they're not in line.
They're not, yeah.
So, with that being said, it's you know what I mean, I'm doing me and I'm doing as much as I can for my kids. She doing her and doing as much as she can for her kids. I'll leave it at that and being respectful.
And the fact that the kids are like with you as much, they have so much of your mannerism and stuff like that, just tells me the bond that you guys have is just it's inseparable. That's the best word I can honestly put on that.
You have to. I think again, as a parent, you have to really, like, if you tie into anything, you gotta be your kids, man. Like,
yeah,
people are so worried about everything else in this world. What happens when all that stuff goes? When you're not able to do those things? Your family, and really your family, which is the people, you know, her kids, you gotta have a special bond. And again, we be so caught up in our lives, we don't see that. Yeah. And again, me being a coach, I see that a lot because a lot of kids, they want attention. So, you know, again, me being a character I am, I'll just, you know, I'm an outgoing person and I love the kids. I've been doing this since I was out of high school. You know, just playing with them with sports. So it's more naturally for me, just kind of how sports is for me. Like, you know, I'm 6 and 7, basketball, football, you know, that was it. So, you know, at this, you know, stage of my life, it's like, you know, so I can do this with my eyes closed. You know what I mean? Like, it's
yeah.
You know how it is.
It's your hand. Yeah. You know your hand. Yeah, like, so, you know, so you know it.
Anybody that knows, they know what I'm talking about.
It's like breathing and blinking. You don't think to do neither one of them. You just do it.
And again, as far as coaching, it's pretty tough on trying to coaching as far as coaching my kids and coaching, you know, other people's kids. You know, it's a big eye opener to how to manage them and how to talk to them and, you know, how to get my point across to the kids. A lot of times, as far as parents or even coaches, try to yell at them to get through to them.
For real.
The most important thing is to have a bond. Have to have a personal relationship with either your kids or, you know what I mean. If you're coaching, you gotta have a personal relationship with the other kids. Like just trying to go to work and do a couple hours here and there is not. It's not gonna work at the end of the day. Like it's gonna crumble downhill at the end of the day.
And getting a better understanding of them just makes everything more fun. A kid comes to practice one day and they're kind of feeling down.
Right.
You have a better understanding of what gets them down. You can go ahead and change that around and get them going and get them up and get his spirits up. Because sometimes, like you said, it's just taking the time to listen and get an understanding of who they are and what they, think, like what they're interested in and stuff like that, and kind of encouraging them.
I mean, like, some of these kids got bad attitudes. You know what I mean? They don't even know how to. They don't know how to be respectful, bro. Like it's crazy to me. Like I mean, not saying that I didn't know how privileged kids are, but like some of these kids are just borderline, just not saying borderline, just total disrespectful, bro. Like it's mind blowing to me on how some of the parents are not being parents. You know what I mean? Teaching their kids boundaries and what you should and shouldn't do.
It's a saying that I'm coining. There's so many parents out here, or there's too many parents, giving their kids the things they never had, all these materialistic items and stuff like that, instead of teaching their kids the things they never were taught, like mannerism. Please, thank you, excuse me, I apologize. Because it's different from saying I'm sorry. Right. And teaching them true right from wrong, and teaching them not making other people feel less than. Right. And encouraging, just right. Good traits and stuff like that. There's not enough of that.
My daughter be trying to fool me, bro, like that. She be at school like, Daddy. When she was going to school, she was like, Daddy, I helped some girl today. I was like, what happened? It's like, I was trying to be good. I was trying to, I seen that she fell down, and I went over and asked if she was okay, and I helped her up and took her to the nurse's office and got her a Band-Aid. I'm like, oh, okay.
You did all that, huh?
You did all that.
Okay.
Oh, so what?
So then what?
So can we go to the store?
Oh, you want a reward for your good deed. I see you. Being a good person, you get something.
But I told her, that's what I explained to her. I said, like, do you think that I'm just going to buy you gifts every time we go? Like, that's how it is when you get kids. Anytime you go to the store, they're going to want something. And if they don't get it, they're going to cry. You have to be able to teach them and break it down to them instead of just telling the kid no. Those are trigger words you don't want to use. No. Stop. Don't. We always use it, but we have to refrain from doing those things because they are called trigger words. You want to tell them not right now, maybe later.
Instead of using trigger words, use better phrases.
If you do this, maybe I give it to you.
Thank you. Reward good behavior, because there's too much. It's too much spoiled, rotten, obnoxious, narcissistic children who are getting everything for doing nothing and not understanding, what it is to earn things, and having big lack of appreciation for things.
Yeah, and not even saying just shitting on the parents, but we just have to be better. We have to be more mindful of what we're doing and how we're going about it with our kids, because they are the future, and I'm dealing with a handful of kids that are going through some stuff, and me as a coach, that's not. I don't get paid to do the extra dirty work that the parents are not doing, or not, putting in the efforts in the saying. Because a lot of parents, they just like, all right, well, they're trying to. They throw them off on you because
they're using you as a punisher.
Not as a punisher. Some people use me as a babysitter.
Oh yeah.
And I don't mind, because again, that's my job. My job is to go out there and I tell them, my job. I'm not your babysitter. My job is to teach you and coach you, because I'm here to train you We're gonna do basketball. Sometimes we do other sports. We freeze tag. They do capture the flag, baseball. We do volleyball. Like
Okay.
I do a lot of little other sports other than just basketball, just because that's what the parents want. They want to get their kids out, and I'm in that field, bro. And, it's like a why not type of thing. Like,
Yeah.
You do
Explore
baseball,
options.
you gotta do baseball. You do hockey, do some hockey sticks. Some street hockey.
We're gonna do some street hockey
It's
though.
it's about what the kids love.
I'm a tropical brother, and that cold ice ring ain't for me, brother.
You see, I said street real fast.
Yeah, street hockey, man. Nah. I put on some pads, but I don't know about that ice burn, man. Can't do that dry ice, man.
Hey, you know us black folks, man.
Yes.
We can't do a lot of stuff.
They heat up a hockey ring, we in it. But then it won't be a hockey ring, it'll be a heated swimming pool.
You're choosy.
For real. But man, like, I just want to say again, like, it's really remarkable of how, like, you're not just a coach that they just can come to about plays and stuff. You're a person that they can come to about their feelings and emotions and, open up as a person, and that's also
the kids are attached to me because of that, though. Like, because I'm more of an open, like, how you doing today? Like, you know what I mean? It's more genuine, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm really like more into, like, I call my clients, I call them and ask them how they doing, how they feeling, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What y'all doing this weekend? What's going, like, you know what I mean?
It's a better insight of just, like, better understanding of people.
Right. Not just that, like, you know what I mean? You want to have those type of relationships with the parents and the players because, you never, like you say, you never know what they're going through or what the families are going through. So maybe families are going through some stuff and they need help. I know I've run into a lot of single moms that, their kids are going through something and they don't know how to, adjust to their kid. The COVID hit everybody crazy. Kids start acting crazy, bro. We was acting crazy.
Hell yeah.
Bro, I was cleaning out my garage 10 times a day.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, of course, a lot of niggas was acting crazy. The mask wasn't allowing enough oxygen to get to the brain.
For real.
Everybody was acting crazy. You got girls who was wearing their mask lower so they didn't mess up their makeup. You got, it just was, just how it is today, how it's transitioning back into, like, non-mask and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it's been, I can't tell you how consistent it was because every day I'll see thousands upon thousands of people not wearing their masks, which was only keeping the pandemic continuing. It was keeping the numbers up. So hopefully, shit don't go back sour because it'll be unfortunate for all the things you're setting up with the AAU kids and stuff like that, all these tournaments and all the, the open gyms and stuff to kind of, like, start diminishing after all the work and progress you're putting in. Well, I got to give you a kudos on that, man.
I just got a heads up because I do work for other programs. I work for the Clippers, for the youth, Clipper kids. I also work for the Peace Players program. So
I'm going to just say, as I'm looking at my Laker Kobe picture over there, it's cool, to have a Clipper fan.
Hey, man, we ain't tripping. We're going to an Intuit Dome.
Clipper friend.
We gone. Deuces. We out here. You see, we over there dancing like Reggie.
It's okay. I will say
Intuit Dome. We out here.
The only thing about that is, my only counter is, show me the ring.
We ain't worried about the ring. It's all building. We build from here. Look at the Lakers now. They just lost tonight.
It's fine. It's fine. We lost tonight.
The meaner changed.
It changes, but then when I think about the ring, it gets right back up again.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Because who won the ring last year? The Bucks. And then the year before that, the Lakers. And I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't know how they won, but I mean, again, the Lakers. I think the Lakers. We just find a way to win. That's what it's about. LA is about finding a way to win.
I agree. Even when it comes to, like, signing players, and that's one thing I will say about both teams.
Yeah.
both teams in the last few years have shown a lot of fucking stuff by getting like key star players to come here. And I mean, it's not too hard because it's LA. And when you have like a rich ass owner like your team does, and when you have a prolific, historic, legacy like
But a lot of the
Lakers
Clippers,
do.
they in the same building, so you got to understand
they get to whiff some of that. Yeah,
right. They get to whiff some of that, so they be like, all right, well, how do we get some of this? So they start to understand and know how to bring the players in and be the big name and the big stars in. So we're just slowly learning. Not saying it's even my team. I just work for them.
You're absolutely right. You are a Laker man. You are a Laker man. You are a Laker man.
No, I'm not a Laker man.
Oh, wait. Well, you're not.
No.
Okay.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Okay. I'm just here so I won't get fined. Okay.
I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Get the man some Skittles.
Come on, boss.
Get him some Skittles.
Come on, boss.
Man.
No, but like I don't really. I go for players because as this game. I don't know if when you know the game.
Yeah.
James Harden. Did you know James Harden changed his number to number 1?
Mm-hmm.
It's a money game.
I definitely did.
Not saying there's nothing wrong with it because get your money. But at the end of the day, like you know what I mean.
His jersey would sell either way because I mean he just changed his. I get it. Jersey numbers go up and then you like reinventing yourself with a new number, but.
Right.
But his jersey would sell either way if he would have kept it 13.
Right.
Somebody just probably would have had to give it up. Or is that number retired? It's only 1 or 2.
I don't think it's retired.
Either somebody didn't want to give it up or, I don't think it's retired either. I can't think of nobody who retired with number 13 from there. But, he's been putting in work too. And basic question I got to ask you, Coach. Do you feel like this time of basketball, pro basketball at that, interferes or helps with your coaching?
Oh, you asked me this question. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, simplify it because I want to be able to answer the question because we always been off topic.
It's okay.
But
I get it back on.
Yeah. It does and it doesn't. Depends on the player. I mean, it depends on the player. Some people, a lot of kids are now taken out of context. They see Steph Curry do this stuff and they want to do it, imitate it. Again, this is a big talk around basketball. Like this is the major thing right now in this generation is shooting from crazy deep and thinking that's a high percentage shot. So again, as far as the moves go, we have to be able to teach them the basic stuff. Like we have to really break down the basics at a young age, and even to like I want to say like 12, because even at 12 they still dribbling with their head down. They still, they still doing some of the basic stuff. They don't know the ins and the do's and don'ts. Mm-hmm. To if they getting trapped or not, it's just full court press. Some of these kids just still don't know at those ages, and they should know. You know what I mean? It's tough to try to like dictate every different player because everybody got different moves and want to try different things. Mm-hmm. But it's easy. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to fix because I could just like the Steph Curry thing. I got kids that want to shoot deep. Hey, you ain't shooting no deep, but when you do shoot it, bro, get out the game. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, This is not how it works. Like, not even that. Like, come on, bro. What's the percentage of you making that? I give you, and I tell them we go out practice. Shoot it 10 times. Just tell me how many times you make it. Map for it. Even shoot it from 3-point. Tell me how many times you make it from the 3-point. Is it a high percentage or what? Are you gonna make it 8 out of 10 times? If you can't make it 8 out of 10 times, don't shoot that shot, man. It's that simple. Go to your 3-point line. Go shoot it 10 times. If you can make it at a high percent shot, and that's not just one time. Don't get happy now.
Don't get happy.
Don't get happy because you did it one
time. Yesterday, I shot 7 for 10.
Yeah, all right, cool.
Okay, cool. Okay, let me see some consistency.
That's all I'm looking for now. Like some of my kids are able to do these things. They're able to. I have a kid that can shoot about 8.
Mm-hmm. Didn't you say you just have a kid drop like a 30 piece or?
Yeah, they up there, man. Let's just say that they do their stuff. I give all my kids respect because they They work hard for it. They've been down since they was 5. I got kids that started when I was 5. Now they 10. A lot of the kids I started on my for like about 4. Some kids, they play at their house and do other stuff. But as far as training goes, I started at 4 and 5, and just trying to get them to love the game of basketball. It's the first thing you want to do when you're trying to get your kids into sports. Get your kids to just love the game. Don't try to be the parent. I got too many parents that's trying to do a little too much. Let the kid breathe and live. I haven't got my daughter too much into it. She likes to go shoot around every once in a while, but I don't force the issue because I don't want her to like miss the part that the real love for the game.
Yeah,
I really want her to find it, and she's a kid right now. She's not focused on that. She's worried about Mickey Mouse still. Like
it's still helping her friends, with Band-Aids and
stuff.
And tricking you out yourself to get her to buy or something. Yeah, I see what she's doing.
Like it's different, but like I do want her to know how to do these things. So I every once in a while I'll take her on trainings with me. I make her go. You know what I mean? And she don't decline. She's all up for it. She loves to be with her dad, especially right now. You know what I mean? I love it. I love the fact that my kids love to be with me. They love me. My son, especially my son today, it's a wonderful feeling. He just want to be rough and tough and just climb on me and he just run to me.
You're his jungle gym.
Yeah, like he just tackled me, bro. I was just like, this little fool is crazy right now. Like he just ran to see me, and just charged at me. I was like, all right, dude, we about to wrestle. But it's a wonderful feeling, man. That's why I said like, never feel like what I mean. It's a bad thing. The only thing, like you said, you need to be figuring out if it's a good situation with the female. And 9 times out of 10, you don't want to be dealing with no female that already got a lot of shit going on. Like as far as in like, what I mean, drama with her ex and this and that and the third. You want somebody that's clear-minded. You know what I mean? Even if they ain't got everything going for themselves, because they're, even as dudes, he may not got stuff going for us, but it's just about, I think when you're trying to find a relationship, finding somebody that's just as messed up as you.
Or somebody who's wanting to progress individually so you guys can progress.
Obviously the positive, but we're talking about the negatives.
But yeah, somebody.
Let's not focus on it. Let's just focus on the worst, because when you get in a relationship, y'all all focus on the what? The positive. Nah. Let's go. I want to see when you mad.
Yeah.
I want to see.
When
I tell you no. I want to see when when I don't pick up, when I don't text you back instantly, when I don't call you, like these type of things shows me your true character and how you come at me. Mm-hmm. Now, if you come at me proper, then we can work. But you know what I mean. Everybody got their different ways of handling
circumstances.
I like to test people though, so that's my thing. But yeah, man. I mean, it's a wonderful situation, man. I'm loving everything I'm doing. It's all love in my heart. I'm just trying my best. Traveling from Long Beach to Pasadena, traveling from Long Beach to West Covina, traveling from Long Beach to the Valley, Long Beach to Thousand Oaks, Long Beach to here, there, and everywhere.
Didn't you just have a tournament a couple weeks ago at AZ?
Yeah, it was my first tournament, though. That was my first time getting out of state. Mm-hmm. I don't really go too many places. I'm not saying an LA baby, but like, where I live in LA, like my family's from, that's home. Mm-hmm. So like this has always been home. When I went back to Lancaster, my dad always was like, "You acting funny. You acting funny." And I was like,
different
nah, now. Yeah, you different. And it's like, nah, I'm not different. I got a taste of real life. Like we didn't have the same things. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That my mom family had, that my dad family had, or my dad had.
It's adjustments, like you said.
So when I went over to my mom's, I couldn't flush the toilet too often. I definitely couldn't leave no lights on. Mm-hmm. Sleeping on the floor, sleeping with 4 or 5, family members. Like, you know what I mean? You know how it is when back in the day. So,
of course.
we come from that area, and like I said, now we just, as far as growing up and being older, I would just have to be more mindful as far as when we're trying to be parents and want to be parents. We got to take all the good characteristics with us, and not the negative. And if we do have negative, try to like weed them out and try to like just be better. Yeah. Every day we can just try to be better. That's all we can try to do. Try to work on ourselves and be more mindful if we've been, messed up, man. I mean, when you've been, because like right now, I know I'm being petty at times. I'm being petty. But at the end of the day, I got my reasons. We all got our reasons of doing our stuff. So
personal acknowledgement means you know what's correct when you can't.
That's all it is.
That's all it is.
I know when I want to correct it.
Like how you told me, my biggest thing, and this is what I'm gonna also leave it with. The biggest thing you told me today was F what people think. Yeah. Just gotta zone it out and focus on what's going on. For you, my friend, aka Mr. Super Dad, aka Mr. Super Coach, you're just a super dope dude, man. I just want to say thank you again for coming through.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
So this platform is a wonderful thing to have, bro. And I just want to try to elevate any way I can to help you out. And what I mean?
Likewise, man. And, I definitely want to
like this platform. I think just having podcasts. I don't really know about podcasts, but this is my just talking about podcasts. But I don't really know nothing about podcasts. I just know it's a great platform. It's a new platform. People are able to listen to in their cars, you know what I mean? And again, I'm traveling a lot, so it's something to like, all right, tap into when I'm bored. I'm tired of looking at YouTube, and we get bored at times. We want something to listen to. I got a couple of friends that I was already talking about. So when can I hear the podcast and this and the third? Yeah. So it's like, just wait.
Just give it a hot second.
But it's all love, and people do want to listen. People do want to be in tune on what's going on.
I deeply appreciate that, because this is just one of you're gonna be a recurring guest. I gotta have you on again.
Definitely. We just got to the tip of the iceberg, pause.
Yeah.
But yeah, we gotta. It's just a start. It's just a beginning, bro. Like I said, I just tapped in with you, and we solid at the workstation. So we gonna move on from there. But like I said, I definitely want to give a shout out to you and everything that you got going on, because you got a lot going on. You've been through a lot. You got your own story. Have you got to sit down and talk about your story?
Dang, the funny thing is, I gotta give a shout out to the person who helped me with the first episode and everything. A big inspiration behind this. Jenny was one of the main people who was saying, like, you're gonna have to tell your story. Everybody's gonna want to know who the man in the middle is.
Right.
Everybody's gonna want to know your story, and just an outro on this. My story is gonna be like maybe a 5-part episode.
Right, you gotta get it.
It's chapters. So much in depth, because I'm a very, very outspoken person, right, and I'm a very understanding person. I connect with everybody on a logical and emotional level. I connect with people and stuff like that. I'm very understanding, but I'm very misunderstood. So it's going to be a very complex jigsaw puzzle.
We all misunderstood, bro. Like, we really have to. I think, again, these platforms help us because we're able to get more in depth of the person. You know what I'm saying? Of who you are. And people don't know me, bro. They don't know my story. They don't know all the work I put into and all the traveling I do to go from like when I was in school. I would go from fucking San Bernardino all the way to the Valley for a whole year. Go from Lancaster to the Valley for another year. You know what I mean? And I just got to a point where I didn't want to travel no more. And that was back then. Now it's like I'm back into the same position, and it's a lot, bro. Like to be in traffic now, especially with gas right now, bro. Are you serious? We even got to that.
You know what they need to do? Put on the gas price sign. They need to just take all the numbers down and just put an arm and a leg.
And just put soul.
Just put your soul. Your soul is mine. With Shang Tsung.
I seen all the memes.
Your soul is mine. Yeah, this lady, she asked me today, she's like, gosh, how much is your gas price? Is like an arm and a leg. She was like, oh, let me just give it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, once again, thanks again for coming through. Again, I guess until next time, compadres. See y'all next time.